Hi, I'm Rob Swan and today we're at Weston Pools Fishery on the Jacks Pool. Tom Scully's brought me down and he's challenged me to catch as many barbel as I can in half an hour with one top kit and 1 pint of maggots. All I've brought is some red maggots. They're nice and visual. You can throw lots of bait in and you're never going to overfeed your swim. It's a super easy method of catching loads of fish, especially today. We're going to catch some big barbel hopefully. I think they go up to double figures on here. In terms of my rig, I've got a top kit with black hydro in. I find that's nice and soft so you don't bump any F1s that you catch or smaller barbel, but it's still strong enough to catch these larger barbel that live in here. I've got a 0.4 carbon stemmed guru pinger. Means you can, when you're fishing natural baits, you want your float to follow your bait through the water so you get a lot of bites on the drop. That's perfect. Got a nice thick collar bristle so it's nice and visual. You're not going to strike at liners and miss bites. Main line nice and durable, 0.19, so you're not going to get broken, but you don't want it too heavy that it's just overgunned, but 0.19 is a really good medium. Hook length wise, I've got 0.17 to a 14's Kaizen hook, super strong. You're never going to get straight into anything on them. You don't want to go any smaller. If fishery ruled allowed, I'd go bigger, but here at Weston you've got to fish a 14, so that's why I've chosen that. Just strung out shots, number 9s down the bottom of the rig, just about an inch apart. That's perfect to find. Just give it a nice slow fall towards the bottom of the rig. In terms of feeding, dead simple, you can't go wrong. Take your maggots, throw 2 handfuls over your swim before you go in, put your rig in, hopefully catch a fish, and then throw 2 handfuls over the top to get them fish down to the bottom and feeding again, ready for that next one. But that's it, nice and simple. Hopefully I can catch some barbel in the next half an hour. Let's get some fishing done. So, got a nice big 14's Kaizen on the hook, like I said, and I'm going to put 4 nice juicy big red maggots on the hook. What barbel can resist that, eh? Let's have a go. Been throwing a few handfuls of maggot in, but it's our first chuck, so let's have a go. So, feeding wise, you've got your rig ready, get a handful of maggots, throw it on, grab another little handful, probably like 30 maggots twice, and then pull your rig over the top. Just hold your rig tight against the bank, because you want to be fishing as close in as possible so you don't foul hook as many fish so they can't get behind your rig. Oh, there we go, we've got one on already. Look at that. So black hydro's working lovely there. Once you've hooked one, get out your peg, grab some more maggots, chuck it over the top, do that a couple of times. You don't have to be scared of how much you feed in here. You don't have to be scared. You can't overfeed it, that's the great thing about fishing maggots. You have a great first massive barbel here. They proper fight hard, these barbel. That's why you need strong gear on. Saying that, it could probably end up being a carp, like, but ooh, trying to do me another pallet there. No need to pull the heads off, just steady pressure. I think it's a barbel again. Yeah, it is, yeah. Whoa, look at that, lovely. Probably about 4 or 5 pound, 4 pound. Looking and hooking. There we go. Smack in the side of the mouth. Look at that, lovely. Slipping back. Right, so now we've got one. Think about rebaiting. In terms of your hook bait, I've got 3 maggots there and they're sound, they're not even burst, so all I'm going to do. The big fish, I don't think they mind too much, they just come and hoover everything up, so whack 1 more maggot on, save yourself a bit of time. Before you go in, a couple of handfuls of red maggot over where you're fishing, and then lay your rig in the side. Pull it right into the bank again. The idea is you want to feed 2 big handfuls of bait so that it draws the fish down to the bottom. You don't want any foul hookers or liners. There we go, we've got another one on. It's absolutely solid down there. This lake's awesome. Right, once you've hooked one, throw a few more maggots. God, I'll have to go careful, I'll run out of my maggots. I've only got, oh, it's an F1 this one. See, that just shows you maggots is a great bait because you'll not just catch barbel or carp on it, you'll catch everything. F1's hide, carp, barbel, everything. But that didn't take long, did it? But that one's popped me maggots, so I'm going to pull them off now. So I've caught 2 fish on the same maggots really, so that's always a bonus. I actually drew this lake during a Fishermania qualifier about a month back maybe, and I didn't actually catch any barbel. I fished this exact same spot and the barbel just didn't feed that day. Oh, saying that, it's a lie. I caught 2 or 3, but they didn't feed like this. There we go, I've got, foul hook that one, see? When there's so many fish in your peg, you're going to foul hook an odd one. Not to worry though. Alright, right, so get set in position, feed some bait over the top, and then hold your rig tight against the bank and wait for a bite. When I actually drew this peg in the Fishermania qualifier, I caught mainly shallow to the pads, and I caught some carp and hard pellets down the left hand edge. So it shows that every day is different. Some days these barbel will feed, some days they won't be interested. But obviously today, hopefully we'll catch a few of them. We've had 1 barbel and 1 F1 so far. Come on. There we go, we've got one. Feels a bit weird that one, I'm not sure if it's in the mouth, but could be. Right, once you've hooked one again, make sure you feed over the top. 20-30 maggots twice, get the fish feeding back on your peg again, because you want to think about the next fish while you land this one. So in terms of landing them, that black hydra is working really nice, but what I tend to do is, once I get enough elastic stripped, I'll move my top kit down and hold it sort of, just not quite halfway, just so they come up a bit closer towards you. Big carp this one, I think. That just shows we've had a barbel, an F1, and now we've got a carp on. But it's the same principle. You're fishing for everything that swims, and that's why it's a great bait for whether you're pleasure fishing or fishing in a match. It's fantastic. Nice carp this one, I think. Come on, in you come. But you don't want to hold your top kit right at the end, because they will come out. Oh, that's a master. That's a great big carp, that one. Look at the size of this. Lovely, lovely common, that one. Just hooked in the side of the mouth. Maybe we can hold him up for you if he doesn't flip out. If he's energetic, I'm going to put him down. Oh yeah, he's not going to like that. Let's put him back in the net. We don't want to drop him. Come on, in you go. There we go. Right, so got a barbel, a carp, and an F1. Come on, we're after barbel today. So again, just check your shots. They're all fine. Put your hook bait back on. You want 4 maggots, you can fish 5, I might try 5 this time. Even snare a barbel with 5 on. Sometimes they want to pick out a slightly bigger hook bait. Just fishing live maggots. The ones that I'm feeding are live, so I don't find an issue with hooking live ones too. Nice big 14-inch hook. So, get ready. Put some bait in. I might have to go a bit scarce with the bait here, I think I'm going to run out. Oh, liner. But yeah, so on that actual Fishermania qualifier when I was on this lake, I managed to win the lake and come second in the match, so I was obviously a bit gutted to miss out on a place in the final. But as it happened, I came back maybe 2 or 3 weeks later and I drew 2 straight ends, so I drew another flyer. That one absolutely flew under. I think that's a big fish, that one, it feels big. Chuck some more bait over the hook. Yeah, I drew 2 straight end when I was here last time. It feels large, very large. And I ended up winning the match, which was very nice. So it just shows you, you always get a second chance. And I caught £180 day when I qualified. Caught loads of big carp and hard pellet short, but it just shows the variation of this place. Some days you'll catch everything shallow, some days you'll catch big barbel in the edge, you'll catch shallow to pads, you'll catch hard pellets in the edge. Oh, he's trying to, where's he going? They don't half fight these fish. Could be a big barbel this, could be a carp, I'm not sure. Feels like a barbel. But yeah, so obviously I'm well excited for the, ooh, yeah. Great big barbel. There we go, we've got him. So that's 2 barbel, 2-0 to the barbel. There we go, in the mouth. Lovely, must be getting on for £6 that one probably. Time to rebait, get another 4 maggots on. That was 5 maggots that time, that made a difference hopefully. Never know. Hook them by the thin end, then you can get more on that way. Yeah, that's a nice little trick. So, feed some bait, pull your rig in. You can feed twice, but if you're going to run out of bait, once is probably enough when they're there now. You know what I mean? It's not like you need to draw fish into your peg, they're there eating. So just get your rigs. There we go, we've got another one straight away. This is awesome. Right, feed some bait. Don't forget that, because you want to get your next fish lined up. Get on the puller kit. There's no need to bully them in, but you can certainly give them a bit of pressure. You don't want them doing you under the snags and stuff. Remember, hold your top kit halfway down. Another big barbel this is. Tell you what, if it'd been like this when I was on here on the Fisher qualifier, it would have been a much bit of a different day, I think. There we go, we've got him. They're massive, these fish. This one might be the biggest yet, I think, yeah. This is definitely bigger yet. I bet they're muscly as well. Right in the top lip. Awesome. Slip him in. Be free, little guy. There we go. Right. Maggots are all right. I don't think these fish care, to be honest. I think they're just eating. So a few more maggots in the hand. Lob them in. And pull your hook bait right into them. It's only about, I'd say it's about, what is that? 3 foot here? About 3 foot. So it's a nice depth. So hopefully shouldn't come off the bottom. As long as they want to eat. Barbel tend to stay down if they're feeling kind. They're not quite like F1s, so they'll come straight up, but if there's more barbel in your peg. They always keep the aerators on at this place, so that's one thing about Weston Pools, they don't half fight because they're full of oxygen. Especially a lake full of barbel, you need lots of oxygen in the water. And yeah, I think that's why they live on this peg, so because they've got aerators next peg. We just knocked it off shortly, just for a little while, just while we film this, otherwise all you'll hear is just aerator. So just be patient, leave your rig in the water. If you can't get a bite, after a couple of minutes, I wouldn't be scared of refeeding. Just whack a load more maggots in because you want to draw them in. They'll swim down the bank from the aerator, that's where they live. There'll be a big nest of them under the aerator, I'd imagine. And then they'll swim down for that bait, but you might get one. Just, ooh, we've tangled our rig. Come on, please don't tangle, be nice. Oh, all right, I think. There we go, we're good. We've got them out, we've got them out. I'll have to put some more maggots on now. So it's just nice to be out fishing, really. We're fishing, doing a little film now, and then we've got the Weston Pools Summer Festival, so hopefully I'll have a couple of nice draws in the next couple of days. But this method that I'm fishing now will be perfect for, by the time this film comes out, be absolutely perfect for that time of year in sort of September, especially if here the Natural Baits Festival will be on. Feed a few more maggots, the Natural Baits Festival will be on here, so this sort of tactic will be perfect for catching barbel and carp. There we go, we've got another one. I don't know what this is. Could be a roach, this. What is it? I think it's an hide. See? Species hunt, proper species hunt. Lovely. Oh, look down his throat, you can see gorging all the maggots. But that's the beauty of this method. When you're pleasure fishing, you're going to catch a bunch of like different species. It's perfect. This lake, if you've ever been on Jack's pool, it's awesome. I'd definitely come in here. I'd love drawing on here on matches. I've only been on it a few times, but when I've been on it, I've always had a good day's fishing. So because I've had a small fish, I'm going to feed twice, get a bit more bait in the peg, hopefully draw in a bigger fish. And just be patient. I've got a little back shot, I think it'll be number 8, just behind my float, just to help me tuck the rig into the bank. You don't miss a bite on this. If it's in the mouth, it just disappears, the float. 1 second it's there, and then it's just not. You can't go wrong. You really can't. What was that? 3 barbel, I think, a carp and an F1, and an hide. Come on. So we've had a little bit more bait then, so we might have to be a bit more patient, but hopefully we'll get one, a bigger one in the mouth. Come on. You usually spend half the time during matches just speaking to the fish, trying to get one on the hook. But it's just nice to be out after lockdown, everyone's stuck inside. I'm just appreciating being out on the bank, especially at Weston. I absolutely love this place. I've been coming here for years, and to be honest, I struggle to win matches here. the first one I won in ages was the Fishermania qualifier. Ooh, that was a bite. I need to stop striking so hard, I keep tangling me rig. The first match I won in ages was the Fishermania qualifier. What's going on here? But it's not a bad one to win. But yeah, it's usually quite kind to me in the draw bag, I think, this place. But you can't win without drawing well, can you? So, don't draw as well as Christian Jones though. He is a draw bag. He is a proper draw. Right, we're in. Right, don't strike as hard this time, Rob. That's the challenge. Never mind catching a barbel. Just don't tangle your rig. Feed you lots of bait over the top. And just hold your rig tight against the bank and hope for one to rip the elastic out. That's the plan. Come on, Mr. Barbel. There's loads of barbel in here. I've heard they've got up to double figures, so I'm scared of hooking one of them. I think that one we had before was probably about 5.5, £6. I bet they're just pure muscle. Pure muscle they are. This time I'm going to try and just lift rather than strike, but it's too tempting. When they're big fish, you just want to whack into them, especially when you see your float disappear. You expect one to be there on the end. Oh, that was a liner. Oh wait, I think I foul hooked on there. Little scale. Tell you what I'll do. A little trick if you foul hooking. Just pull your rig into the bank and then get your maggots and just throw them slightly to the left of your float, just to try and, if you throw them too much on your float, then the fish are going to swim straight into the maggots and they're going to come past your float. So that's obviously when your float dips and you think, oh, there's one on, but there we go, see, that worked, got one in the mouth. Once you've got one, feed a few more maggots, maybe just try and feed them a bit further out from the bank this time. Just try and avoid them coming right into the bank, and then hopefully when one does go past your feed, it'll be straight on your hook bait. Not a big barbel. So grab your top, get a bit further down once you've stripped enough elastic. If they're running you about, just don't be afraid of just going back to your puller, pulling a little bit more out. Bigger one, this one, I think. Just come back like that. Then ducks are going to go and say hello. Hello, Mr. Duckies. Come on. No. Got to be careful. These big fish will bottom you out and break you if you're not careful. And they know where the snags are. Oh yeah. Oh no. See? That's how not to do it. Not to worry. They know where the pallets are. Good time to show you my hook lengths. I'm fishing 0.17 and a 4-inch hook length to a Kaizen. Everyone gets broken every now and again. Them big fish are just so strong. If you go any stronger, you probably destroy your top kit. Right, not to worry. Barbel 1, Rob 3. Let's get another one. But that worked that time, so we'll try that again. Feed a bit of bait just slightly out from the bank. Hopefully you don't foul hook one. Right, let's go. Right, so, oh, he's moving me. I'm a mile deep with it. That was it there. So, there you begin. Feed your bait slightly out from the bank, and then hopefully when they come, they'll just nail it and you have one in the mouth. Float sat lovely there. That nice hollow bristle on them carbon pingers just is nice and visual. The float, the light shines through it, so it's dead bright, so you can't miss it. If anyone's struggling to see the floats, these are definitely worth a look, to be honest. Dead stable. If I was fishing in deep water with hard pellets, then diamonds are really nice. Probably use them at Hayfield for the Fishermania final. I'm dead excited for that. I've been doing a little bit of practice there. Right, so not had one. Ooh, got half pint left. Woohoo! Come on. See, I've lost one there. So when you lose one under your feet, they can spook a little bit, but they'll come. Mr. Duck's coming along. You'll get a shock if I get a bite now. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, I'll be 50 grand richer, but I can't. That'll be lovely. Fishermania champion, but yeah, I'm just going to enjoy my day. It's just going to be really nice to be there for the cameras, be a mint experience, no pressure. Hopefully catch some fish, hopefully draw well. I got a little indication there. Come on, come on. Right, should we chuck some more maggots over? Right, so we've not had one, so for a couple of minutes probably, a minute, two. So I'm not scared of chucking some more bait in. Just fish it, throw it slightly to your left of your float again. Hopefully, I'm just going to lay it in again. There's a bit of a twig there, just getting in the way of my hook bait, in the way of my pole tip. Put another. Hold on. There we go. Right, so plug some more bait in, just because you're relaying your rig in. Just slightly out from the left of your float again. Hopefully one will nail them, that big bunch of maggots. Nice big standout. This will work on all the lakes, but I think if there's less barbel, then you'll catch more F1s and carp rather than the barbel. I know this lake's full of them, especially around these aerators. So if you come into pleasure fish on jacks, then I'd sit peg 3, peg 22, peg 23, or peg 20. Right around these aerators, they're just full of barbel at the moment, and they're great big uns and all. I think that one I lost was very big. We'll hopefully get another big one. Come on. If your rig just caught up on something, just lift and drop it, move it out of the way. Whew. Shortly I'll be back to uni, unfortunately. I've got like probably another month really. Just about. Probably go back with a week left in September, so won't get much fishing done once I'm back at uni, but I think I've made the most of it this summer. Been out loads. I'm out for like 6 days straight, after like 5 days after today. So I can't wait, like absolutely love it. Can't get one on the hook now. Come on. Throw a little bit more bait in. A couple handfuls of maggots. Try and bring one in the peg. Just lay that rig in again. Oh, I've got a little bit of stuff on the rig. That's the thing with these carbon floats. When your bulk's settling through the water, your float will follow it down. So if you get a bite on the settle, then your float will pick it up rather than you fish the wire stem. It'll just cock straight away, so you won't be able to see them bites on the settle. Which is obviously the bonus of fishing one of these carbon stems. And they're still dead durable. They're not going to bend like any wire floats or anything. They'll last you forever. Indications, like, them fish are so strong. If they want to get in a snag, they'll get in the snag. There's no stopping them. When I was on here, the Fishermania qualifier, I had a couple of carp just go for them lilies and there's no stopping them. They could have been barbel because I caught them in the edge, so could well have been big barbel. They just shoot off, like, especially if you're far looking, you've got no hope. Quite excited for a pint in the clubhouse later. That's one of the great things about Weston. If you ever have a bad day fishing, today's been a great day, but if you do have a bad day fishing in a match or whatever, you can always rely on a good socially distanced pint after. Fantastic. Oh, indication on the way down. Could have been a roach. Tempted to feed more, but maybe I'm getting a bit giddy. All the lakes are brilliant at Weston. If you've not been before, it's well worth a try, and if you have, get yourself back before it cools down. Like, September will be great. There'll be loads of fish caught. Them carp will be feeding up before it goes cold. When I was here last time, I drew in the clay pit 3 times, and I don't think I drew very well. I drew 30 and 31 twice, and then I drew 19, which is not a bad peg to be fair, but I avoided all the flyers 3 times in a row. But I managed 2 seconds and then £100 for nowhere, but £100 for nowhere is not a bad day's fishing either, is it? Getting some little dips. Doesn't feel like there's any big barbel in the peg, but sometimes it's deceiving, you know. Them barbel, they sort of nose about at your bait, but there's no mistaking a proper bite. No mistaking a proper bite. But yeah, on that clay pit, you're catching loads of great big F1s, and it's mad because you can actually see them. There's no water like that in the whole of the UK. Like, I've never seen anything like it in my life. You can see everything in your peg when you're fishing shallow. These great big F1s, and usually, to be fair, when you can see them, you can't really catch them. But you catch them cast to shallow, and then you catch on a top kit as well. feeding natural baits will work really well on that too. There we go, we've got one. Couple of feeds, laid your rig in and I had it as soon as it touched the bottom. That's why you need that carbon stem float. So you make sure we get this one in. Feels large. Feels large. Feels like a big barbel. So I'm just going to be a bit more cautious about coming back, so it might pop up. I don't want to come too close to this pallet in case it goes under again. I want to give it, oh. These barbel, they just hug the bottom. When you catch, ooh, he's going to come up I think. Oh. Might be able to. Just come a little bit closer, just so he comes up a bit closer to me so I can net him. Come on, this will be number 4. Ooh, thought he was going to come up then. Don't know how to fight these barbel. Like that thing is just too energetic. Come on, little guy. If you're playing a fish for a while, don't be scared. Throw some more maggots in there, down the edge. It's mad how I got broken 017. It might even be worth tying some 019 hook lengths up and you come on here. Especially if you want to fish a heavier elastic. Just don't give up. It's awesome fishing, like, no wonder these so popular, these barbel at Weston. They've done so well in this lake too. Oh, that's a nice one. Got him. That must be the biggest yet, I think. They're the same size as the other one. Hooked perfectly in the side of the mat. Oh, in the top lip, look at that. Woohoo! They're alright barbel, they don't really flip about when you know, them Kaizen hooks don't even want to come out when you're trying to pull them out. Look at that. Size of my head on my shoulders. Pop him back there. Just slip him in nicely. Make sure he's swimming. There we go. Right. I need to rush. Right, so pull the rig in, get some maggots, and just feed over the top. The beauty of fishing on the top kit when you're fishing like this is you can be dead accurate with your bait. I'm definitely not the best thrower at all, so fishing too far is just not. You just can't group your bait enough, but when you're fishing nice and close on a top kit, you can feed your bait nice and accurately. It's nice and easy day. Not overstretching yourself or anything like that. You could catch closer, you'd catch them there, just off the end of the pallet. They're probably underneath my pallet now. They live under there. If you took a top kit when the aerator's on and just held your top kit in the aerator, you'd probably catch a barbel or chuck. They just love the flowing water. But they just fight so hard because they're just pumped full of oxygen. But that's a great thing about Weston Pools, you know. You come here to catch fish that want to fight against you. You don't want them to come in like a wet sock, do you? No. Oh, steady on, Rob. Steady on. Got a little twig to get him off. That was a little liner. Shouldn't have struck at that. Got to try and sit in your hands really, or I'm just too giddy. But not to worry. Throw a few more maggots over the top. Went a little bit far then. It's alright. Just throw them again. That was right that time. Come on, Mr. Barbel. 4 barbel, a carp, and an F1. It's a lovely carp that one I had as well. Pristine. Pristine. All the barbel are in perfect condition here. Like they all look like they've never been caught. If you've never been on a festival at Weston either, I can tell you that it'll be the best experience you've ever had. Like you can stay on site. You've got hobbit houses and all sorts of stuff there. You've got a fully stocked tackle shop. You can even get bait on site, and then the clubhouse afterwards. Great for a pint. Everyone always has a good social. Obviously at the moment, nicely social distanced, but it's always good fun here. Even if you have a bad day, 2 days fishing, you've had a great festival because you'll have a great laugh with the lads or lasses. And you'll be, ooh, that was a weird bite, but it's on. We've got one. Right, so we're running out of maggots here. Throw a few more maggots in. Running off. Pull the black hydra out. Oh, might come right up this one. I think it's, this is carp. It's smaller barbel maybe, or an F1. Small barbel. You can see his little dorsal fin come out of the water. Where's your brother? Where's your big brother gone? I think I lost him earlier. Come here. Come here. Just don't want to give up, do they? It's only like £2. Look at him there. Proper bonny little fish, like cracking. Look at that. Nailed right in the side of the mouth. Probably only £2.5 something. But stunning little fish. Now, popping this way. Just so full of energy. They're not even tired at all. Just come straight off then. 5 now. Right, so we've got time for just one more thing. Feed a couple of handfuls of bait. Lay your rig in. That's 5 barbel we've had so far. Thought I might have had a few more, but that one we lost as well. Was it 6 we've got now? Oh, I'm not sure. 5 or 6 I think we've got. Not sure how not quite sure how I've lost count there, but. Oh no! Not to worry, bait's still on. 4 maggots. Pull the rig into the bank. Feed over the top. Pull your rig in, get it ready. Hopefully one will just nail it now. They're back now, come on. One more. I've had a bit of a crazy year this year, to be honest. I managed to get into the Fishermania final. Just every year seems to just get better for me. My luck just seems in at the moment. I think the more you go fishing, you tend to end up with slightly better results because you're catching fish and you're getting a bit of confidence up. So it just shows the more you can get out, the better results you tend to get. But I'm just so lucky that the way I've got my sponsorship with Guru, I've got that maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. They've been so brilliant at helping out and just getting me to the next level, and obviously now I've managed to get into fish out. It's just a dream come true really. Hopefully I can keep it up. I'll have a bit of time off while I'm at uni through winter, but no one wants to sit out in the cold anyways, do they? We'll get out and catch some in summer once it warms up again. Come on, one more barbel. Come on. I might just put another handful in there and just lay my rig in again. You'll see it falling. That's why you've got to have that strung out shot in, you see. And a nice sort of like, I've got a 0.4 float on, so you don't want anything too heavy, but you don't want to go too light. 0.4 is probably about right for like 3 foot when you, oh no! Ooh, what a bite that was, it flew under. Come on, let's get one more. I think Tom will let me have it. Gotta end on a fish, haven't we? Right, we're nearly on our last handful of bait here. Handful of maggots. Go on, have it on the drop. Right, it's hit the bottom now. Come on. Float's knocking about. Not as solid as I hoped. It was like this when I drew the same peg last time. The sort of, you get a little few and then it sort of quietens off, but I thought with his pleasure and there might have been a bit more open to eating. The thing is, we've been crashing about and making a bit of noise, so. I think Tom with his big footsteps spooked them all off, hasn't he? That's my excuse anyways. Come on, get under. Hopefully we won't miss it this time. Oh, that's a hooter for the match. I think there's a veterans match. They've run some great opens on here as well. Should I feed some more? I'm not sure. I might go under now. Not had one, have I? So I'm going to try feeding again. It might work. That was quite a good shot, that. Just like 2 inches to the left of the float. Hopefully we'll get one in the mouth now. Oh, no indication. Oh, fucking hell. Bloody hell. This is it now. This has got to be it. We've run out of bait now. This has got to be the last one. Otherwise we're going to be going into the extra pot, and I think that's cheating. Quite good. I lost that big one. I think it might have been quite large. Would have been a good photo of that one. I think we've got some quite nice ones in there though. Just getting a few liners now. Well, I'm not sure. Little tiny roach. Oh, slip him back. I'm gonna try and nail one before Tom comes back. Come on. Throw the rest of my maggots in. Come on. Gotta be a barbel on the end now. Come on. The good thing about maggots is you can't really overfeed it. If I had more bait, I'd be throwing more in to try and draw some bigger fish into my swim. You can't really go wrong. That's why it's such a great way of catching the big barbel or catching everything. If it was a bit deeper, you might even catch shallow doing something like this on the other lakes as well. You catch throwing maggots or casters in the edges. You catch on the bottom early, then when they come up, you catch them shallow. And against the rushes on lakes like Stretton, there's loads of rushes in the water, so you often catch shallow up to them, especially in like the 20s and the 30s, like late 20s along that bank. On canal as well, work really well. There's loads of F1s in that lake. There we go, we've got one. Hopefully this is in the mouth. It didn't fly under, but it just sort of slowly slid away. Could be a great big barbel, this. I think it is, yeah. This will be the last fish if I get this one in. I think it's in the mouth, yeah. Oh, I think it's big. Let's get this one in. This is the beauty of fishing like this. You don't know what you're going to catch next. You don't have a clue how big it's going to be, what species it's going to be. I'm not going to let it get wind of that platform this time. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, biggest one of the day to finish on. I'm counting that as maybe 6 in half an hour, just over half an hour. But what a way to finish. Let's see if I can hold them up for the camera. But it just proves how effective fishing with maggots can be. You'll catch a mixed day. I've had carp, barbel, eyed, F1s. God, settle down, love. Oh, I'm not going to hold them up too high. But there you go. Proof in the pudding. Just how good fishing maggots down the edge on Jack's Pool can be. Get out and give it a try. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.